Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a name, right? It seems to echo through the crypto space in two, well, completely distinct ways. Yet they're fascinatingly connected. It's a tale of evolution, ambition, and yeah, maybe a little bit of playful confusion too. Makes for a really compelling story in decentralized tech. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the curious case of TOSHI. Now, depending on who you ask, that name might mean an essential piece of crypto infrastructure, like foundational stuff. Or it might mean a vibrant, community-driven digital asset, almost a cultural icon now.
Yeah, what's really fascinating here, what we want to explore, is how that same name can be a touchstone for such different innovations. It really highlights the incredible speed, the rapid pace, and sometimes these wonderfully overlapping narratives within crypto. History is forming almost overnight. It's a prime example of how quickly things evolve and how new ideas pop up, borrowing from the past.
Absolutely. So our mission today: untangle these two Toshis. We'll dig into their individual stories, uncover their Umia features, and understand how they both play a pretty significant role, actually, in the ongoing development of the decentralized web, and hopefully cut through any potential confusion for you. Let's start by rewinding a bit. Let's go back to the original TOSHI, the one that actually laid foundational groundwork for how many of you interact with crypto apps today, maybe without even realizing it.
It's easy to forget what we sort of take for granted now often started as a pioneering experiment.
Exactly. And here's where the history gets really interesting. Okay, back on August 15th, 2018, Coinbase made this big announcement. Some our users might remember this. Goodbye, Toshi. Hello, Coinbase Wallet. Now, this wasn't just slapping on a new label. It was a strategic move, very deliberate by Coinbase to pull this innovative product closer into their growing ecosystem.
And for good reason. TOSHI, it was developed by the Coinbase team just over a year before that rebranding. Think of it like an incubation project. Its claim to fame back then. It was genuinely groundbreaking. It featured the world's first mobile dApp browser. Just think about that for a second. Back in 2017, 2018, the idea of seamlessly using decentralized apps on your phone, it was revolutionary. Most interactions were clunky, desktop-based. TOSHI really pioneered that mobile access. It made things way more accessible, solving a huge user problem convenience.
That is a huge point, and it didn't stop there, did it? TOSHI also became the first wallet to launch crypto collectibles, NFTs, basically, long before, NFTs blew up and became a household name. That feels incredibly far-sighted for 2018. What was driving Coinbase to push into something like NFTs so early on?
That's a great question. It really speaks to Coinbase's core belief, their foundational belief in the future of the decentralized web. Their goal with TOSHI, it was always about making crypto management and accessing these new decentralized apps, whether simple games or early DeFi protocols, as easy as downloading any other app. They saw the potential of digital ownership of unique digital assets like NFTs really early, not just as some niche thing, but as a core part of this new internet. So by integrating NFTs, they were essentially building the future they imagined, one where your crypto wallet is your gateway, your key to an open financial system and a decentralized web. The rebranding to Coinbase Wallet, that just solidified the vision, leveraging the Coinbase brand for trust and wider adoption.
Okay, so if TOSHI was the innovative precursor, what does this home base for exploring the decentralized web Coinbase Wallet as we know it now actually offer you today? How comprehensive is it really after all this evolution?
Oh, it's incredibly comprehensive now. It's designed as a non-custodial wallet. That means you, the user, keep full control over your private keys and therefore your assets, which is fundamental in crypto, right? Functionally, it lets you manage ETH and all ERC20 tokens, which, for anyone new, that's the most common standard for assets and smart contracts on Ethereum. But it's not just Ethereum anymore. It supports Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and they keep adding support for other chains like Solana, Polygon, and relevant to our chat base.
Right, so it's really become a multi-chain hub, not just focused on Ethereum.
Exactly. And beyond just holding assets, you can receive airdrops, those free token distributions and tokens from ICOs. You can, like we said, buy and store NFTs for games or trading. Crucially, you can send payments globally, often with much lower fees than traditional banking. You can access leading decentralized exchanges, DEXs, to trade tokens directly peer-to-peer. And that dApp browser is still key. You can explore this whole universe of third-party dApps for almost anything, taking out loans, lending crypto to earn interest, even earning crypto by doing tasks in Web3. It really tries to be a full ecosystem in your pocket.
That sounds incredibly powerful, but with all that functionality, the big question in crypto is always security. How does Coinbase Wallet actually keep your assets safe, especially since it's non-custodial?
Absolutely critical point. A core part of its evolution was this unwavering commitment to, well, best-in-class secure storage. Because it is non-custodial, securing your private keys is everything. Coinbase Wallet does this using your device's secure enclave. That's a dedicated, isolated piece of hardware in modern smartphones, specifically designed to protect sensitive data like private keys. It's totally separate from the main operating system. So even if your phone's main software gets compromised somehow, your keys are still protected in that hardware module. It also uses biometric authentication fingerprint, Face ID to authorize transactions. Adds another layer of physical security. This level of security directly tackles that primary concern for any crypto user, keeping their assets safe and truly under their own control.
It's fascinating how that early vision for mobile dApps and NFTs just grew into such a robust, secure platform. Okay, now let's pivot. Let's talk about the second Toshi, the more recent one making waves. This one isn't a wallet or a platform. It's a distinct digital asset, a meme coin actually, but one that's become something of an icon in its community surprisingly quickly.
All right, this is where the story takes a more playful turn.
Indeed. So this digital asset is the TOSHI token, and it proudly calls itself the Face of Base, the name. It's a fun, multi-layered homage. First, it's inspired by Coinbase co-founder Brian Armstrong's cat, who is also named Toshi, but it also, subtly winks at Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's creator. So you get this mix of an inside joke and a nod to crypto history.
And understanding its technical foundation is key here. This TOSHI token, it runs on the Base blockchain. Base itself is an Ethereum Layer 2 solution. Just quickly, Layer 2s are like parallel networks built on top of Ethereum. They handle transactions more efficiently, bundle them up, and then settle them back on the main Ethereum chain. Saves a lot on fees and congestion. So this connection means TOSHI gets the benefits of Base's design. Faster transactions for you, much lower gas fees compared to using Ethereum directly. Makes it way more practical for everyday use for microtransactions within its ecosystem.
That direct link to Base, and kind of indirectly to Coinbase, feels pretty strategic for a meme coin. But it sounds like this isn't just a simple speculative meme coin, right? It seems to have this growing ecosystem aimed at providing real utility and building a strong community, which is quite ambitious, like ToshiTools, for instance.
You're absolutely right. The team behind TOSHI, they've been really active building things out. ToshiTools is a great example of that ambition. It's an integrated system using AI, large language models similar to GPT-3 tech. It processes loads of on-chain data to help you analyze wallet performance, maybe track what successful traders are doing, even try to offer better price predictions by combining wallet and trading data. The main goal is basically to cut through the noise for everyday traders, give you maybe a bit of an edge, help with informed decisions in a really chaotic market. It tries to lift the meme coin beyond just hype by offering actual tools.
That's definitely a level of sophistication you don't always see with meme coins. And beyond that, there's the NFTOSHI project. Unique NFTs. Again, bringing us back, funnily enough, to that original Toshi wallet's history with NFTs.
Exactly. These NFTs, they serve a few purposes. Initially, they were a free mint for early token holders. Great way to build community identity, reward the early birds, creates that sense of belonging. More recently, they launched NFTOSHI's 2.0. They describe it as a complete overhaul, 5,000 unique NFTs aiming for a more engaging, visually appealing experience. They're available on Magic Eden, which is a major NFT marketplace. So it shows they're committed to evolving their digital art side too. It's about building tangible assets and experiences around the token, not just the token itself.
So it's not just the coin, it's like a whole little universe growing up around it. How does the community actually get involved in deciding where the project goes?
That leads to another key piece, the MEOW-DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. This means TOSHI holders aren't just speculating, they have actual voting rights on big decisions. Things like project development, how the treasury funds are used, future plans. Each token usually equals one vote. It really signals a community-led project, drives innovation from the bottom up, keeps governance decentralized, aligns perfectly with the whole Web3 idea. It's a powerful way for the community to steer the ship, basically.
And there's even something called TOSHI Mart, described as a one-click social launch and trading platform. Sounds like they want to be the place to launch new meme coins on Base, building an ecosystem that helps create more projects. So given all this, the ecosystem, the community focus, how has TOSHI actually done in the, let's face it, very competitive meme coin market? What do the numbers tell us?
Well, the market data definitely tells the story. As of, say, September 2025, it's ranked around hashtag 178 on CoinMarketCap. That's pretty significant for Memecoin. It has a circulating supply over 420 billion tokens. Current price is hovering around 0.005790. That gives a market cap of roughly $243.6 million. Not small numbers at all. It hit a pretty impressive all-time high back in January 2025. 0.02273 shows that explosive potential. But like all meme coins, it also saw an all-time low way back in October 2023, 0.87906. So huge swings. Those figures really paint the picture. Rapid growth, strong community backing, but also the massive volatility inherent in this part of the market.
Yeah, it's definitely a space for people comfortable with wild rides, high risk, high reward territory. Like most meme tokens, TOSHI seems to have significant potential for growth thanks to that community and the base integration that low-cost environment helps. But, and it's a big but, it comes with considerable risks, high volatility. Prices can swing wildly very quickly. Anyone thinking about getting involved needs to really understand that. Okay, so here's where these two stories, these two TOSHIs, really bump into each other, and where that playful confusion we talked about becomes, well, a real thing for you, the user, trying to navigate crypto, this dual identity. It can definitely lead to some head-scratching. We saw this perfectly in a Reddit thread recently. Someone posted, basically, how do I buy TOSHI on CB Wallet? They were clearly trying to use their Coinbase Wallet app to buy the TOSHI token, and they were running into problems probably because they didn't quite get the difference.
Right. And what's just fascinating there is the irony. It's almost poetic. The CB Wallet they were talking about, the Coinbase Wallet app they were using, its actual package ID used to be org.toshi. It was literally named Toshi just a few years before. But they were trying to buy the completely separate Toshi the Cat meme token. It's not just a funny coincidence. It highlights a really common source of confusion in tech that moves this fast. Where names have history, but also take on new meanings, it perfectly shows how deep that original Toshi's legacy runs, even if it's not obvious.
And it totally highlights what we mentioned about the TOSHI token's own branding.
Absolutely.
The lore goes deep. The community embraces these connections. This shared name, even though it came from different places, creates this natural crossing point and potential confusion for anyone not super familiar with the specific history of both.
Which brings up a really important question for you, the listener. Why is it so crucial to distinguish between a platform, like a wallet, and a specific token? Especially when they share a name or history. It's more than just avoiding a mistake. Understanding these differences helps you figure out where your assets actually live, what you can actually do with them, and make sure you're interacting with the right thing. Prevents wasting time, or worse, losing fun by sending them to the wrong place, or just getting stuck trying to do something that isn't possible. Knowing the difference empowers you to navigate this complex space safely and confidently.
It really is a fantastic lesson, isn't it? About precise language, knowing the history, and just the sheer speed of innovation in tech. What looks like a simple shared name actually points to totally different functions, different histories, different ecosystems in this massive crypto world. So let's recap. We've taken a pretty comprehensive deep dive into the two TOSHIs. First, the pioneering Coinbase product, the one that evolved strategically into the powerful, secure Coinbase wallet that many of you use today. And second, the ambitious meme token, TOSII, the one aiming to be the face of Base, building out its own ecosystem with tools like ToshiTools, NFTs, and community control through the MEOWDAO.
Yeah, and we zoom out, connect this to the bigger crypto picture. It just perfectly illustrates how incredibly dynamic this space is. It shows how original ideas can incubate, then evolve, how names can get recycled, take on new life, new meaning, and how these really vibrant new communities can spring up around these technological touchpoints. It's a real testament to the organic growth and innovation happening, both from big companies and from grassroots communities, all shaping this digital frontier together.
Absolutely. So whether you're exploring dApps, managing your crypto assets, or maybe diving into the unique culture of meme coins, knowing the full dual story behind a name like Toshi can really empower you, help you navigate this exciting, sometimes confusing new world with a lot more clarity. And it leaves us with this thought to chew on as crypto keeps growing relentlessly, expanding everywhere. How many other simple names out there might be hiding similar, multi-layered histories, distinct innovations just waiting to be unpacked, shaping the future in ways we're maybe only just starting to see? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.